Hello and welcome to The Entrepreneurial Musician, a newsletter, coaching service, podcast, and blog preparing today's musicians for tomorrow's realities. Today's episode is titled Leonard Bernstein's Two-Part Plan for Greatness. All right, let me just say that I generally bang these out in one shot. I've done so many of them. This is the second consecutive TEM episode that has taken me at least 3 attempts. And I've decided that this is the final one for this one. So this could get punchy, so I would stick around until the end. Thank you to Parker Mouthpieces for providing the hosting for TEM. Parker Mouthpieces offers fine customizable component mouthpieces for horn, trombone, euphonium, and tuba, including the Andrew Hitz Artist Model Tuba Mouthpiece. You can find out more at parkermouthpieces.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Did you know that TEM Coaching has a newsletter called the Portfolio Career Playbook? And did you know that each week there's something called the Quartet of Ideas, which comes out? Last week was number 30, and the most clicked on link was 7 smart phrases people with high emotional intelligence keep saying over and over, and why. That one is really important because with the business now being so project-based rather than just working with the exact same people over and over again, communication, networking it's vital, and emotional intelligence is what enables us to do both of those things really well. I found that reading really, really helpful, and it's a 5-minute read. Anyway, if you would like to check out issue 30 and the other links, as well as the previous 29, you can go to tem.fm/newsletter. You will also find a form there to sign up to never miss one ever again. Your life is incomplete. That's what you're feeling right now, and you just need to subscribe to my newsletter. And this goes without saying, but I will never, ever, ever share your email address with anyone because I'm not a horrible human being, and I won't spam you. But anyway, Leonard Bernstein's two-part plan for greatness. This episode is going to be to the point and is courtesy of an incredible quote by Leonard Bernstein that I somehow never crossed paths with until today. Quote, "To achieve great things, 2 things are needed, a plan and not quite enough time." That quote literally made me smile. The word great jumped out at me, that to achieve great things, this is not to achieve anything, but to achieve anything that's great, you got to have a plan and you got to have a little bit more time. Let's break this down. First, you need a plan. That's not exactly groundbreaking. I don't think I'd be sharing it with you if Bernstein said you need a plan to accomplish great things, which that's been said by millions of people. Simply pedaling hard works to an extent when you are first starting out, because that is when we accomplish the really easy stuff. But almost no one you know who has really made an impact in any aspect of the music business has accomplished that by simply pedaling hard. You have to identify the important work and then systematically accomplish it. And that takes a plan. The second part, which I think is the really important part, you will always need more time. Always. I don't care if you are single, you have no kids, you have a trust fund, you have no job, and you don't even have any friends to keep up with. You will still never quite have enough time to do anything great. Because great in this context means it hasn't been done by countless other people before you. And remember, if your business doesn't have a hard part, you don't have a business. So if it is great, what you are doing is by definition hard, and by definition hasn't been done by lots of people before. At least not to the same people or in the same way that you're attempting it. You combine those factors and there will never be quite enough time. So if you're dragging your heels about doing something that you are on the record as wanting to do, and your main reason is because you don't have enough time, that is a false objection. An example, if you're not familiar with the term false objection, an example in sales is when a prospect has decided that they aren't going to hire you to, say, be their kid's piano teacher because they don't 100% trust that you are the best option for their kid. But they're not going to say, I don't exactly trust you. They're going to say it's because of scheduling, or that the drive is too far, or something along those lines. For the record, you know it is a false objection because you could offer to address those objections directly. Like you could say, well, I'll drive to you whenever you are free. Or you can basically make up anything and they're just going to come up with another excuse. Okay. And so, but blaming having enough time is almost always a false objection that is giving us an easier out than admitting to ourselves or others that we are scared of failing or scared of success or any number of other things. So make a plan, and the second you hear yourself saying you don't have enough time, know that you are BSing yourself and just get it done. Okay, this week's quote is from Leonard Bernstein. He's just got so many great and impactful quotes that I come across and then I'm thinking about 3 days later that I thought I'd just do a double whammy of Bernstein here. Quote, if you're a good composer, you steal good steals. That's so good. No artist is starting from scratch, not musically and not from a business perspective. So if you see a cool album release strategy that you see someone pull off online or offline, steal it. If you see an interesting format for a YouTube video or a series of videos from another musician, steal it. If you see a themed series of someone's songs that really speaks to you, steal it. And I don't mean like verbatim, but steal the essence of it. Use a similar album launch, whether that means the pace of it or the words that are used to describe it or the channels that it's being launched through. Use a similar format for YouTube videos. Imagine if every YouTuber had to come up with their own concept for every video. No copying thumbnails or how an intro is set up or copying of editing techniques or the description format. You get the point. Everyone steals. So do it intentionally and make it your own, and know that it is not just okay. It is actually really dumb to not learn from the work that everyone else has already been putting in. So we all, what is it that we imitate until we can innovate, right? Someone slightly more famous than me said that. I don't remember whether that was Aristotle or Prince. I have both of them in my tier one for intellectuals, but somebody important said that, and it's true. And sometimes innovating comes in the form of imitating in a clever or new or fresh way. So steal good steals, and good luck to you on your creative journey. Thank you for listening, for rating this thing on Apple Podcasts, for leaving a review, for sharing it with a friend. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the newsletter. I really do appreciate that very much. And thank you for your attention, the most valuable commodity any of you have to give. That is going to do it for the latest episode of The Entrepreneur Musician. Thank you.